that changed? I think that is the cardinal question that we need to answer here.
Okay.
And remember, this came about after the Kriegler Commission, after the 2008 tribal clashes, and then we realized post-election violence, we realized there must be something the police did that was wrong.
Okay.
And we said, now we need the Kriegler Commission sat down and say, we have Agenda 4. Agenda 4 was to reform the police. And I think they contributed a lot to what was happening politically then. And then to correct this is when we came up with Agenda 4, and we said we need reforms in the police service so that this force, because it was a Kenya police force, and then we changed the name into a service. And we did not only change the police, because initially we used to have the Kenya Army. And we said, no, the Kenya Army Force is not for the people. Let's make it the KDF, Kenya Defense Forces, to serve the people. So I think the most pressing issue that needs to be worked on, and several interventions have been put in place. One is the relationship between the public and the police. That is number one. For me, number two is the human capital within the police services, the utilization of the police officers when it comes to performing their duties, the prison services officers and the NYS officers. Number three, the welfare of these officers. I think those are crucial.
I want us to actually, we'll come back and go deeper into these issues. Let's hear from you, Tatyana. Where do you stand on this? What's the fundamental challenge or problem with the police, as it were, right now?
I'd say that as we look at things from an outside perspective, things are viewed from systemic issues. It's stemming from systemic issues in the sense that you can say that the theory is there, the legal provisions are there. Yes, we have the NPS Act 2011, we have the Constitution, we have the relevant laws that have been brought up, that the recommendations from various reports, Maraga, Kriegler, Waki Commission, amongst others, have been put in place. They've been raised, but they've not been put in place. So the issue would be implementation, in my view. So why do we have all these issues coming up, being brought up by public, being brought up by systemic issues, challenges, and they're not being addressed? It's because of the issue of implementation. If we have the things written down, fine. Where is the translation getting lost? Because we've moved from, in theory, we've moved from a force to a service. But if you look at the action, we've not actually translated it. Qua ground, exactly. We're not seeing it being implemented by the actual service, the National Police Service. So I'd say the issue really ties down to implementation.
All right.
And also, as George, sorry, as George has shared as well, I think we have a misunderstanding or lack of awareness when it comes to the public aspect. Yeah, they don't know what they can stand for. They don't understand where their rights come in. So by the time they're being mistreated by these agents from the National Police Service, they don't know when to speak up. So the translation or lack of awareness also comes in to play a big role in the issues that are coming up.
All right, right. Mr. Lagat, what are your views on this?
Yeah, thank you. I must say that the reform agenda, as said earlier, has been long. You realize that the 2010 Constitution actually converted the Kenya Police Force into the National Police Service. So that is the legal aspect which created the National Police Service under Article 239 and 243 of the Constitution.